Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights Endfield reaction, but this time we get a little bit of the actual overworld music in here instead of a character theme. This is Protocol Space Background Music 4 that was requested by Tefania and my executive producers, and because this is a 14-minute long video, I am just going to be listening to it and giving my main thoughts while I listen. I'm probably going to save a little bit of time and not do as much after the video because Jesus Christ, that's a lot of time to spend and I don't have that much time today, so I'm just gonna get it in, listen to it, see what it has, and move from there. So without further ado, let's go! Ooh. Why is it kind of funky though? This also might be just like a really long extended loop. So I'll kind of play that by ear. I mean, I did play a little bit of Endfield, so I'm kind of aware of how it sounded. But I've never listened that close. Exhibit A. It kind of reminds me of the Warhammer stuff I've heard recently. Ooh, back into it. Okay. I mean, we do have a little bit of that industrial tone that kind of works with, you know, the industrial edge of Endfield. A little Zenless Zone Zero in some ways, too. Those acid synths, the way it's just kind of cranking in there and bumping, you know? I'm assuming that this is like the background music for this area. And I feel like I've done a fight or two in these like sub areas. But I don't remember any of the music I was hearing during that. It's been a couple months now, so. The level of epic it is kind of surprising. It's got a lot of drama to it. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Kind of like an uplifting progression over the like darker tone of the rhythm. I'm just kind of chilling with it now. I'm just I'm seeing if there's any like additional details I might be missing in here. It's starting to get to that point in the song where I've heard enough of it to like get the general gist. Oh. Okay, that felt like a looping moment there. Might have been. I do love those like war drum samples. Yeah, because like now we're back to this. Yeah. Oh, that had a cut in it. Okay, that might have been the loop spot, actually. That was way too sudden. There's not much else in the, like, atmosphere of the song that I'm hearing. I mean, it's got a lot of this, like, low reverb resonance in it. That works well with the scale of the room you're in. And again, just very tasteful with the amount of industrial influence in here. Just kind of makes you want to chill with it. Those like those synths that are just kind of being tossed around sound like creatures. That's a cool factor in there for the sound design. That was a layer I really wasn't paying attention to because I was still listening to the main beat and melody. Like, that didn't process till just now. This is why I like to re-listen to things instead of just listening once and calling it good, because there's always something you miss. Again, I really love this, like, brighter progression at this section. That's such an interesting choice. Sounds like Ace Combat stuff. There's these goofy vocals. I don't have anything against them, but they're jumping around so much that they kind of overlap and it sounds a little bit... I'm gonna go with chopped, because it kind of does sound chopped. Not bad, just... They've got so much reverb on those vocals that they cross-talk a little bit too much. Wonder how deep we are in. Okay, I think we can call it good here. I can't imagine anything new is going to be happening. We've been here for like half the song now. So I went digging a little bit to see why this might sound so much like a Warhammer song, and apparently Jesper Kyd worked on this as well. So it's very possible, I don't know if it actually is his song, but I would not be shocked if Jesper Kyd also made this one. It has so much of the same qualities that like Darktide has. So I've heard a few from that, and just from that I can tell you how much this sounds like that. Again, it could very well not be his song, but God, I'd be surprised if it wasn't, you know? At least according to the internet, he's worked on Endfield, so I would not be shocked if this is a theme by him as well. Too many similarities to really call it anything else, but maybe it's just some general aesthetic stuff that people share. That happens a lot as well. And as a result, the song kind of feels a little overdramatic and a little bit over the top for Endfield. I mean, there's definitely some of that in Endfield. I haven't played much of Endfield, but enough to at least get the vibe of the lay of the land and everything and how things feel. And like I was saying, this works for the area you're in, so these sort of sub-area things work very well for that industrial tone, and why not hire somebody who's very familiar with that sort of a dark industrial sound? Go for it, you know? It definitely fits, but also the vocals might have been a little bit much, in my opinion. That's really the only consistent part of this song where I'm like, ooh, he might have pushed it a little bit far. I like what he was doing with everything else. I think just for me, this sound doesn't really fit for whatever reason, but that's also probably a bias built off of hearing this sort of sound in stuff like Darktide first. So it's very likely I've just built that bias, and there is a reason for this sort of a track to be in this game. And like I said, everything melodically feels and fits just fine. It's just the vocal choice. It's just the vocal library he uses. It feels so dramatic, so much more than anything I would have ever felt out of the stuff I did play in Endfield. There's plenty of drama in Endfield, but at the same time, this sort of like choral sound where it's like this big, like almost demonic sort of presence in the track. It's like the choir of the damned might be a little bit too far, in at least my opinion, for Endfield. Just for the vibes here, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Everything else from the melody and the way that it was mixed and mastered feels great, fits right in there, has a little bit of that electronic quality to it that I also love from the stuff in Darktide, that just blends well with the existing sound that I know of Arknights and what they do musically. So having Jesper, if this is Jesper, be a part of that process, it totally makes sense. Again, hire the people that you want to utilize who already know the quality you're going for. But I do think short of that, I've said basically everything I would have during the video itself, because all of that time I've got to fill, I can say a lot of things and throw a lot of opinions out there. And even though I'm not really doing too much of that music theory deep dive stuff today, because I really don't have the time to get into it like I usually would, and doing a little bit more research on the songs, digging into the music theory of it all, and pulling some of that out to share with you, that I don't think is really so much a factor for this, because like I said, it sounds like something else I've heard already and I've talked about before. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this sort of sound, go watch my Darktide videos, because I have at least one or two of them out there. But I think that's about all I gotta say on this one. Like I said, I've said basically everything I can. There's not too much I can dig into more than I already have elsewhere, and I'm sorry for that, Tefania, for requesting this one and me only listening to a part of it, but I was feeling like it was starting to loop itself, so I figured I would at least cut it in half there. If I'm missing something in there, I apologize, but I really gotta be going here. So if you want to request something for me to get to, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Or if you want to guarantee something, much like Tefania did for this one, you can go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, or you can force me to listen to something. Doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!